Alright, good afternoon. You're here with us on March 12th on Channel 9, and my name is Jasmine. Today we're going to be talking about CAFOs in the United States. First, what are CAFOs? Well, CAFOs are concentrated animal feeding farms. This is where people confine livestock in an area, feed them, and sell them off to consumers just like us. CAFOs aren't like farms though. They're a place where animals are brought in, and America slaughters almost 1 million a year, which is a lot of slaughtering. This can be cows, chickens, pigs, and more. In North Carolina especially, the hog industry grew rapidly in the 1970s due to Murphy's Law. Now let's go talk to Seema about what Murphy's Law is. Hi Seema, what is Murphy's Law?
Hey Jasmine, Murphy's Law was applied to CAFO models that were being used for poultry to swine. Murphy was elected in 1988 to the House of Representatives in North Carolina, and he sponsored and helped pass Murphy's Law. This removed sales tax on hog farming equipment and local authorities from using zoning to deal with odor issues. Now almost everywhere in North Carolina, there are commercial hog farms everywhere you look. Here's a picture with swine, and that's pretty much like.
And these are the areas with the most CAFOs in North Carolina. The areas that you see highlighted in blue are the areas in North Carolina with the highest concentration of CAFOs.
Oh, so isn't there with people with big lands and not having to take care of it? How did legislation affect that?
Okay, so North Carolina legislation largely protects concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, through restrictive nuisance laws while capping industry growth. A recent 2025 NC Supreme Court ruling favored industry, striking down permit conditions requiring groundwater monitoring and annual reporting, which weakens state oversight of environmental impacts.
Oh, okay, so quite a change I see. How about we see an interview with Seema and a scientist? Seema?
Hello Valentina, so I heard that you're a scientist who is well informed about CAFOs. How did you get into this field, and what are the environmental and economic effects of CAFOs?
I got into this field of science because I was vacationing with my family in Myrtle Beach and I smelled a horrible odor, and I realized that I don't want my children to grow up in this kind of environment. And to answer your questions, CAFOs actually contribute to the reduction of air quality in areas surrounding industrial farms. Several types of air emissions, such as gaseous and particulate substances, are produced by animal feeding operations, and due to CAFOs' large size, they produce even more emissions. The most typical pollutants found in air surrounding CAFOs are ammonia, hydronic sulfide, methane, and particulate matter, all which have varying human health risks. States with high amounts of CAFOs are States with high amounts of CAFOs also undergo around 20 to 30 water quality problems per year. CAFOs are one of the leading contributors of pollutants to lakes, rivers. Ammonia is also found in surface water surrounding CAFOs.
So what was the largest CAFO company in North Carolina history?
Smithfield is a huge CAFO company that was owned by someone in North Carolina. However, it is now owned by a Chinese pork and meat company based in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's really fun. Thank you.
Who knew the huge impact on the world they would have? How about we see another interview, but this time someone who's experienced this personally around these farms. Back to you, Seema.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. So today we're going to ask you about what the biggest problems with the CAFO that you live near are.
So one of the biggest problems I've noticed is air pollution from farms and waste from thousands of animals release gases like ammonia and hydrogen sulfide, and other people in my community and nearby communities have to deal with like headaches, breathing problems, eye irritation, and nausea because of the smell and the polluted air.
What are some other issues that you've noticed?
Another issue that we had to deal with was water contamination, and we were scared that we would get diseases from that. The animal waste is stored in large lagoons and sometimes sprayed onto fields. When that happens, the waste can get into air or nearby water sources, which can increase the risk of illnesses and infection for people living in the area.
This graph basically shows all the infections and diseases that people can get from the contamination, and it basically just shows how big of a problem this is and how serious it can get.
How large is this issue?
This problem became such a big deal that residents actually took matters into their own hands, and we took the companies to court because we were so done with everything that was happening. In 2018, a jury awarded millions of dollars to us who live near hog CAFOs because the strong odors, flies, and pollution affected our mental health, and it made it really hard for us to enjoy our homes. So for people like me living in NC, CAFOs aren't just environmental issues. They can really affect our lives, and sometimes it's just really overlooked.
Well, I'm glad you got a little bit of justice. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course.
Well, that's it, everybody. You learned something new today, right? Remember where you're buying your food at, because some of these companies really don't care about you or their ecological footprint, but you do, right? Some of these companies just out here making money, and they really don't care about how you or your family or any of the environment is impacted. This is Channel 9, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.